By the time I was a second grader in the one-room school in East Hamilton, I wanted to be a teacher. To me, teachers were the very best kind of people. They were always kind, and they helped children learn new things that made them feel special, especially how to read and write. If I could be a teacher someday, I'd help children learn new things and feel special. 15 years later, I'd earned my degree in English education and was ready to teach. My first teaching job was teaching 9th and 11th grade English, but I knew that my true calling was to work with 12, 13, and 14-year-olds. Happily, I secured a 7th grade English position, which I held for 15 years, and then I taught 8th grade English for 17 years. Over my 33-year career, I worked with over 4,500 students. It was demanding but exhilarating work, and more rewarding than I could ever have imagined. How else could I have experienced the hilarity of reading stories written by 7th grade boys that cast me as a superhero, crushing villains, and as an adventurer, swinging from vine to vine through a rainforest? I might never have felt the warming glow when I read in an 8th grade girl's journal, "Until you made us tell how books affected us, I never knew they did affect me. So thank you for opening up my mind." And I would have missed the comments so many students wrote in my yearbook at the end of the year, like, "Dear Mrs. Needham, I had a fun year in your class. You made me actually look forward to English. Thanks." I think my most rewarding teaching moment came about 10 years before I retired. I'd turned into my classroom from monitoring hallway traffic to find 3 boys standing out of their seats near the center of the room. This wasn't standard behavior in my classroom, and my other students, who were sitting appropriately in their seats, were casting unbelieving glances at their 3 wayward classmates. I walked over to them and said, "Guys, what's happening here?" The smallest boy looked up at me and said, "Mrs. Needham, they're harassing me." I leaned into their little semicircle and responded, "I'll harass you, and I will better the instruction." As one, those boys, who were by no means scholarly or even that interested in school, backed away from me, hissing, "Shylock!" We had read Shakespeare's The Merchant of Venice 7 months before, and now these 3 boys not only recognized the line from the play, but knew which character had spoken it and his intent in saying it. I was stunned. "Well," I blustered, "since you've impressed me with your mastery of Shakespeare, you can take your seats, but be quick about it." The 16th century language Shakespeare used in The Merchant of Venice might as well have been Greek when we had first started reading the play, but I had just received undeniable proof that my kids had truly learned to decipher and understand Shakespeare's words. Yes, I'd taught, they'd learned, and they had learned well. For what more could any teacher ask?